Knowledge and understanding of the world. To us when we were in school, history, geography, science. To them at the moment, the world around them mostly. Recognising materials and different characteristics, so I've got a box full of all sorts of things. We'll go on a walk this afternoon and see how many things we can find that are made of metal, made of plastic, made of wood. And then talk a little bit about why it's good that a pencil is made of wood, why it's good that a child's cup is made of plastic, that kind of thing, get them to think a little bit. Some materials can be altered by squashing and bending and twisting. I love the one about the toast. Last year it was great. So why, when you put hot toast on a plastic plate, does the plate get wet? If you get 2 minutes, have a look, I'm digressing now, at the pupil voice questions that they've thought of for this topic. I was telling Sue Birmingham, I was just about ready to... Madison's first question was something about, what was the first...
Fish in the water.
Yeah, what was the why did fish go in the water or something like that? And I've got a whole page that the children asked about the topic, and they're all like that. They're the most wonderful questions. No, not at all. They are the most wonderful questions, and you do kind of think, wow, they think an awful lot, these children. The questions are fantastic, and the initials are by each question. So if you have a look, you'll see what your child asked. We'll be giving them for homework, I think, in a couple of weeks. Melting and freezing, so it's a good one to do it in the winter. Hopefully we'll have a nice cold winter as we get a bit closer to Christmas, and they can go out and smash the ice up. And it's always quite good to leave a plate of ice on the windowsill outside the classroom, and a plate in the sunshine, and a plate in the cupboard, and see which one melts first. And just getting them to think and to ask questions. That's why the pupil voice has been so good. They have asked some very, very interesting questions, and they do really, really think and take stuff on board. They know far more than you think, and if they're encouraged to ask questions all the time, I remember Kathy saying that they ask so many questions now, you know, that it's tiring in one way, but it's really good in another because they want to find stuff out. Moving on to more the history and the geography side of it, they did the story of Grace Darling yesterday. So it was all drama about people on the rocks and her rowing the boat and keeping it by the rocks and how brave she was and all the rest of it. Does that make sense? There you go. Yeah, they did that with me, as well as the paperwork. So hopefully it brought it a bit to life for them, because they did the sequencing the story and they coloured in a picture, but they also came down with me in groups and we acted out the story. And it was really interesting, the children who loved it and the children who kind of stood back a bit and were a bit reticent to get involved. Talking about the RNLI, obviously it's the perfect area to do the seashore. It'd be a bit hard in Birmingham. And I've already spoken, or Julia's spoken to me and volunteered her husband to come in with all his kit and talk to us, so that would be really good. I've put More of a Lifeboat on this, knowing that actually at the moment it's closed, but there's the Sea-Watch Centre and the boat is actually out. Now, it's the first date for your diary, on the 26th of this month, it's actually the Macmillan Coffee Morning. I thought quite a lot of you would come to that, and some of you would be able to come with us to the beach. We'll have to wrap up warmer than we did in July when we spent most of the day in the sea. And I'd like to do kind of foraging hunts for certain things. Hopefully there'll be some rock pools. I want to do some environmental art. It's going to be our chance to go to the beach. And visit all the things we're going to be talking about in class, hopefully. And also to go and see the lifeboat. Now, last time we did manage to go around the hut and see the boat inside, but if the boat's outside, that's just good. And especially if Mike could come in and talk to us about his work and how often they go out. I'll have thought, or they will have thought of some fantastic questions. Okay. Yeah, don't frighten me. So we'll also be talking about physical and human features of the seaside. So why do people go to the seaside? How is around here, this beautiful place that we live, very different from the middle of the country where people don't go to the seaside so often, where it's a real treat, and this lot go every week, some of them go nearly every night. Where are seaside locations around the world? So that'll be a chance to bring in photographs of places they've been to, or very often children have family and friends that live abroad by the beach, and they can send in lovely places that we'd all like to go, pictures of the Maldives and those lovely beaches. And then moving on to at the end of the year, once the weather's changed, the differences between day and night. They will ask me real difficult questions about where the sun goes and the moon, and we'll talk about how the planets move a little bit and things like that. And that was another one. How does the tide go in and out? And one of them did know that it was something to do with the moon, and that's as far as we got so far. But we will know by the end of you read the questions, they were brilliant. Talk about nocturnal animals and hibernation by then, hopefully. A bit about Guy Fawkes, where does the sun go at night time? And you can really tell by then, they can understand how the seasons have changed. We work and come to school in the most beautiful setting. It is obvious when it's autumn here. I don't need to, we just need to go for a walk and see all the different coloured leaves. It's meant to be a lovely autumn this autumn, so they say. And they'll be going to bed when it's dark again. And that's an easy one to say with children. Look, you can see that in the summer it's really hard to go to sleep because it's daytime, mummy, I don't want to go to sleep now. And then by November it actually is dark, so they go much easier. Creative development, we've started with those lovely pictures over there. They're absolutely fantastic. Guess your child, exactly. No, they were. Most of you got them. Model making for lighthouses. I will be asking you to bring in some junk, not just yet, but if you can think that we're actually building lighthouses, that might give you a clue as to the kind of things that you'll need to collect. And hopefully we'll be able to put a bulb inside them and get them to wire it up so that the light works. Leaf prints, collages, winter pictures, silhouettes. I like art, we do lots, and they are very good at it by the time they leave here. Those done by the end of even the stuff that our children do down there, you only have to look on the walls and think, actually, they're good at this. The local artist will be Ishbel McWhirter, lives on the Straits, does lovely, lovely seascapes. Hopefully, yeah, she does lovely, lovely local seascapes, so it's nice to use her. We always use local artists because it gives them, they often do local scenes like Peter Prendergast and things like that. Some role play, which she started with yesterday. They'll be brilliant at it by Christmas, hopefully, because they'll be in the Christmas show. Singing, and the first songs will be at the Macmillan Coffee Morning, so come and listen. Songs for the performance, Christmas show. PE, they've started with ball skills, developing their own games, outside for as much as we possibly can, at least to start with. One thing I did want to say, if they could come in their PE kit on a Friday, I did trial last Friday with the ones who were in, whether they'd get changed both sides of PE, but they're not going to. If they come in their PE kit, bring their uniform in a bag, they can get just changed once. After PE, they'll get changed back into their uniform, so if that's okay with you. Don't worry if they forget in their PE bags in school, they can get changed, but it makes life much easier for us, and they have more of a PE lesson if they've actually already got their kit on. And I think that's it for now.
Sarah, that was perfect.